Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com. This video reveals the shockingly simple math behind making $10,000 per month online. Specifically, we're going to look at how this applies to two business models. Number one is affiliate marketing, and number two is someone selling courses or information products. And to ground this in reality, we'll be using my actual numbers from my real world business so you can see A, exactly what it takes to make $10,000 per month online, and B, possibly more importantly, you'll understand the data points and how to use the math in a way to understand where you are on the path and what you need to do to ultimately get where you want to be. So let's jump into a whiteboard. I'm going to grab my calculator and then we'll be pulling some data that we need for this. Now we're going to start with the affiliate marketing approach. And the numbers I'm going to use here are first from the last 30 days, my total earnings from Amazon and the total clicks from Amazon. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to divide the earnings by the number of clicks, and that's going to give us our earnings per click number, which is a really common number in the affiliate marketing world. So I've got $7,300 in the last 30 days from Amazon specifically, and then I've had 71,000 clicks. So I'm just going to literally pull up my calculator. I'm going to divide. And you can see I've got 10.1025. That's 10 cents and a quarter, 10.25 cents. Okay, so let me write that down. So my average earnings for every click I send Amazon is just over 10 cents, okay? Now we want to divide the goal by the earnings per click. So my goal is 10 grand per month. And I'm going to divide that by my earnings per click number. And that shows me that I need a total of 97,560.9 clicks. So I'm gonna call that 61. So that's how many clicks I need to send of the relative same value, right? The same amount of targeting. I can't go get rubbish clicks and expect it to work. It needs to be the same quality of traffic that I'm currently sending. So that's my target number to send Amazon every month to hit 10 grand per month. Now, I'm going to compare at this point the number of clicks I've sent Amazon and the number of visits I've had to my website. And it might seem a little goofy, but I've actually sent more clicks to Amazon than I've had clicks on my website. And that's because most of my visitors are clicking through to Amazon more than one time, right? They open up a post and they open 3 or 4 links, they come back, they go through multiple times. So we're going to run a little bit of math, and you can see I've got 60,226 visits to my website. And again, back that same first number we pulled was 71,000 clicks to Amazon. So let me do the math on that real quick. For every visit I get to my website, on average, 1.18 clicks are generated to Amazon. So I'm going to pull that number down right now. So now I have all the data I'm required. Now I simply take the number of clicks required and I divide it by the number of the average clicks, and I figure out how much traffic I need to see on my website to get to where I want to be. And right there you have it. So I need about 82,191 visits to my website. Now, of course, this isn't going to be absolutely perfect math, right? My numbers as I scale up are going to be different, but what it allows me to do is a few things. Number one, I can just see where am I? How far along am I at this point in time? Number two, I could go down and look at all of the keywords I'm targeting, and I could do some basic math and say, like, does this group of keywords that I'm going after have enough to get me there? For example, if the average post could deliver me 1,000 clicks, meaning that it gets 7,000 possible clicks to that, possible searches per month, and I could maybe get 1,000 clicks per month with the number one spot, that means I would need how many specific posts ranking as number one to drive that amount of traffic. And what it does is it puts perspective into how many posts are actually necessary to create how much traffic to generate how many clicks that are ultimately going to make enough money. Now, I do have other affiliate programs that I'm running that actually have a higher EPC number, but I do so much more volume through Amazon. It was the easiest data for me to work with. And again, it's not perfect, but you need to kind of look at where you're at and look at the niche you're in and what you're doing. And you need to just kind of think about it for a moment and think to yourself, well, hey, are you getting an average of 10 cents EPC from Amazon right now? If so, then are you able to drive about 100,000 visits per month, or do you have 100,000 visits per month? If not, there's your goal. And so you go create content like crazy, finding the great keyword phrases that have low difficulty score and high potential volume, and you just go at it until you achieve your goals. Okay, so I'm going to clear this out right now, and then we're going to rework the numbers to see what it would take from the kind of info products side of my business. Now your funnel structure comes into play here, okay? And so for my business, what I do is I send traffic over to an opt-in page. And then after the opt-in page, they see what's called a one-time offer, and then they see a one-click upsell. Okay. My average order value between these, when I make a sale here, on average, I'm earning $57. This is actually like a $27 product, but on average, my average order value is $57. Okay. So when I make a sale, I make on average $57. My sales conversion rate, so the conversion rate of this page is about 2%. And then my opt-in, my lead conversion rate, okay? So these are people, they become leads at this point. The number of people who see this and make it to the next step is 65%. Okay. And this is why, especially if you're running a digital marketing business where you're selling information products, you have to know your numbers. Okay. It's so important to know your numbers. And really, there aren't that many numbers to know. These are the numbers that we need to know. Now, with all of this, we can actually figure out what needs to happen. So let me kind of clean this up for a quick second. So the first thing I want to calculate is how many sales do I need to make in order to get to 10 grand per month, right? So I'm going to just take my average order value and I'm going to divide it by the goal. So we're going to start with the goal of 10,000 per month. And we're going to divide it by my average order value. So I can see I need about 175, let's call it 176 customers per month. So 176 customers is what will get me that goal. So let's work backwards, okay? So my first conversion rate we're working with is obviously the sales conversion rate. So how many people need to see my sales message at a 2% conversion rate in order to get that actual number? Well, let's run the math real quick. So I'm going to take this 175, let's clean that up to 176. And I'm going to divide by 0.02 because that's the decimal version of 2%. And there it is, 8,800. So that means I need 8,800 leads, right? Because it's the number of leads. Every lead sees my OTO, and that's based on how my funnel is structured. Again, yours might be different. So I need 8,800 leads per month to achieve $10,000 per month from this part of the funnel. Okay. So now what's the next one? Well, how many people need to see my opt-in in order for me to get that 8,800 leads? Well, let's do the math on this. So I'm going to take the 8,800 leads that I need, and I'm going to divide by the percentage, which is 0.65 of the percentage of my conversion rate. So let's run this number now. And there we have it. So I need about 13,530, let's call it 39 people. So there you have it, okay? 13,539 visits to my opt-in page with an average conversion rate of 65%. Then those folks, the 8,800 people there, see my sales message on my OTO page, and 2% of those people convert. And that's how I'm there. I get my 176 customers with my average order value. I've got my 10 grand per month. Now, here's where this gets really cool because you can now manipulate all of the different numbers. And let's say instead of an average order value of 57, let's say we had a $200 average order value. And let's see what that does with the numbers really quickly here. So I'm going to just pull up my calculator again, and I'm going to divide that together to find out how many sales we need. So I want my $10,000 per month, and I want to divide by 200. So now I know I need 50 customers, and I'm going to divide that by 0.02, thinking that my conversion rate holds. So I need 2,500 leads instead of 8,800 leads. And let's divide this by 0.65, and I find out that I need about 3,850, we'll call it. I need 3,850 visits to make 10K per month at a $200 price point. But here's where it gets a little bit tricky, right? What is my conversion rate on the sales page going to do when I try to sell a $200 product versus selling a $27 product? For my brand, for my niche, for my world, my conversion rates go down a lot, and I'm not able to scale as quickly. So what that means is I might actually get a 1% or less conversion rate. And let's run the numbers with a 1% conversion rate real quick just to see how this works. And why I'm going through the process here, the point is to make sure you understand that you can just sit down with a calculator and play with these numbers. So what we have is, so 10,000 divided by 200, there's 50. So now I'm going to divide it by 0.01, and now I need 5,000 leads, and I'm going to go ahead and divide that by 0.65. So now I need 7,600 people in order to get to that goal. What if I'm going for a webinar registration because that's where I sell my $200 product is on a webinar, okay? And what if I actually don't get a 65% conversion rate, but I get a 40% conversion rate on my webinar? And then what if I only have a show up rate of 50% of people who actually make it onto the webinar and stay long enough to see a pitch? And you can see how the numbers are just going to change and change and change. But what we've looked at here is through 100% authentic real world data from my actual business, how we're able to create this kind of 10 grand per month. But here's the coolest part. On the information product business, the byproduct of generating that 10 grand per month was and is for me 8,800 new leads each and every month, okay? We have a follow-up sequence that follows up with them for about 10 days. And then we send broadcast emails 3, 4, 5 times per week forever. And that's where we make all of our profits. So I'm very, very, very comfortable spending 10 grand per month to get 8,800 leads out because I know the numbers are going to work. And I know that I'll make my profit on the back end. One more little data point, one more way to tweak with your mind a little bit is selling a membership program, which is part of why my wife has a membership program and I have a membership program. And I think they're a great business model is because often when you sell a new member on a monthly program, they're going to rebill next month. And then they're going to rebill the month after that. And you don't have to keep selling $10,000 worth of members each and every month. Maybe you have a 10% churn rate. So when you get to the number of members required to make your $10,000 per month, you may only have to deal with a 10% loss in a month, meaning you only need to regain 10% new members each and every month to maintain that $10,000 per month. And that's why personally, I like to go into the world of membership programs versus high ticket products because I know I've got this volume of sales coming in each and every month. But the real key and the real point and the takeaway for you is do the math, okay? Don't allow your business, your online business to be something that you just play in the world of hope, of I hope this works and maybe at some point if I just keep doing these abstract things, I will eventually maybe hit that magic number. Bust out a calculator, get a notepad going. I've been working this out on a notepad for a while, okay? Like this is the stuff that you can do to really paint the picture of, okay, here's what I'm making earnings per click per visit currently on my Amazon program, okay? You can go look at your numbers for that. Or if you don't have numbers, you could use my numbers, but your numbers obviously will be different than mine. And when you start to get data, go calculate it with your data. And then look, where am I on this path? How far along am I? Where do I need to get to? And if you realize that you need 70,000 clicks or 150,000 visits to your website, great. How many keywords have you targeted? How much traffic potential do you even have? And there you will find that the goal and the trick is really to increase your audience growth. And I think blogging is one of the best places you can go in order to really attract more people, especially if you're in the affiliate world. So if you haven't started your blog yet, that's absolutely the next step. Now on my website, on milesbeckler.com, I have a post that's going to show you how to get your blog started. Let me pull that up and show you where that is. Simply visit milesbeckler.com and right here on the top navigation, you'll see the Start Your Blog link. And if you look through this post, I give you the kind of theory at first, but then we get into the actual step-by-step. I show you where to click and how to get your blog going because truly, this is one of the best ways to grow traffic. And if you're doing affiliate marketing, this is the only way to fly because that's what you do as an affiliate marketer is you help people searching for Google looking for a specific product get that which they're looking for. And if you're not sure how the affiliate marketing game works or if you haven't started at all, I do have a very comprehensive free training here on YouTube. It'll pop up somewhere around here on the end screen, so you can start with that. But if you're in motion, great, run your numbers, see where you're at in conjunction to where you want to be. You'll be amazed at what you find out, and I hope this has been helpful. If it has, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment, do what you do. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next video, and I hope this has helped you on your path to creating the business of your dreams. Until we meet again, be well.